comes in next week. Fall camp for your Crimson Tide is here. We made it. We made it through. Fall camp next week for your Crimson Tide. We're rocking and rolling right here with you. TGIF edition of the show. Hottest show on the streets, number one forum for Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Happy to have you all in here on this evening. We keep bringing the show as always. Magic City of Birmingham. We stream this to you through YouTube. Speaking of the channel, I shouldn't have to tell you now. You know what time it is. Run to that subscribe button. Tap subscribe right now. Hit that subscribe button. Get locked in. Like the players are locked in, coaches are locked in, you as a fan. Get locked in to all of your Bama football coverage right here. In my own words, TDA on YouTube. Don't forget to tap the like button as well. Hit that thumbs up, tap that like button, give us a like on the show. We appreciate that as well. Trying to get this thing 50 likes out the gate to start the show. Daily Super Chat go $100. Daily Super Chat go $100 right there. We appreciate all of you for what you do, making this your spot here. Don't forget to tap the notification bell as well, so that way you miss absolutely nothing when it comes down to your Bama football conversation. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We want to hear from you, the Bama Nation. You can do this by calling 205-448-1358, the number to call in to let your voice be heard on the show, 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358 number right there on the screen. But Eli, topic number one of the conversation, let's get right into it. Fall camp is here. Preseason camp here. Fall practice has arrived for your Alabama football program. It begins next week, next Wednesday to be exact, August 2nd, where Coach Saban will have the Knicks Kids Foundation ordeal. And then Thursday, August 3rd, first day of practice. It's upon us now. We've waited the whole offseason. We went through all the blitzing heat. We went through all the summer longs. We've made it. Fall camp. This is what we're waiting for. This is what we want. Fall camp has made it to us. We're now 36 days away. Current Alabama linebacker Ian Jackson, by the way of Prattville, Alabama, would remind us we are 36 days away from Alabama kicking the ball off at Bryant-Denny Stadium on Saturday, September 2nd against Middle Tennessee State, Bryant-Denny in Tuscaloosa. So 36 days away, but fall camp right here. Fall camp upon us. And a cool thought for you as Bama Nation. You know, Saban only allows the media to speak to both coordinators, offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, only twice a year. You speak to the coordinators only twice a year. You get a chance to speak to them in the preseason, in August, fall camp, and then you speak to them once more during the bowl season. So those are the only two times a year where Coach Saban allows his coordinators an opportunity to speak in front of reporters and dive into their philosophy, what they like, what they're about, how they feel about certain things on their respective side of the football. And for you as fans, Eli, I'm going to have you drop a question in the chat. So for you as fans, I want you to answer this in the chat. Which coordinator are you more intrigued to hear from Fan Day, which is Sunday, August 5th? Are you more intrigued to hear from Tommy Rees, offensive coordinator, what his philosophy will be coming from Notre Dame and how he intends to inject kind of his flavor into the offense? Or are you more so intrigued to hear what Kevin Steele has to say, defensive coordinator, who's been at Alabama a few times before, back again, working with this group trying to have this group be nasty, elite, dangerous, physical football team. So which coordinator, you being a fan, are you more intrigued to hear at Fan Day on August 5th? Are you more intrigued to hear from Tommy Rees? Are you more intrigued to hear from Kevin Steele? Drop your answers there in the chat line right now. We'll get to quite a few of those in the first call segment. But, I mean, to me, I see it more as a toss-up now or a coin flip. Now, Eli, because I'm more so defensive-oriented, slight edge to Kevin Steele. Kind of want to know how he's going to have these guys flying around, knocking people's heads off, getting to the football, creating sacks, forcing turnovers, making the opposition scared to death of you again. I kind of want to hear that from Kevin Steele's standpoint. But at the same time, I do want to pick Tommy Rees's brain and get a gist of the offensive line, a gist of the quarterback conversation, a gist of how is he going to divvy up these carries among these running backs, a gist of being a ground and pound team, but also still wanting to take shots downfield with this crop of receivers and tight ends that you have, and utilizing those tight ends more. So while I look at this as more of a coin flip, the defensive part of me wants to hear more so from Kevin Steele, but there is that 10% of my mind that's like, hey, Tommy Rees, what say you? Hey, Tommy Rees, you're down here from Notre Dame. What do you think about this? Hey, Tommy Rees, what are you feeling out there, man? What are you feeling out there? So it'll be fun to hear from both of these two on Fan Day. But for you, the show is about you as a die-hard Bama fan. For you, those that have an addiction to Crimson Tide football, and you get a chance to scratch that itch now. For you, as a fan, what excites you the most about this fall camp right here? What excites you the most about this fall camp? What has you as a fan prepared to run through a brick wall about this fall camp? Drop those answers as well into the chat line. Definitely want to get your thoughts in that first call topic. But for me, Eli, it's here. We've waited, Eli, the whole summer. It starts August 2nd, that Wednesday, everybody reports. August 3rd, that Thursday, first day of practice. Now, the one bummer is still they're not allowing the media in. Why? What have we done wrong? What have we done wrong, Lord? What have we done wrong this time? They're still not allowing us in there. Practices. But you know what, Eli? We're going to make the best out of this. Press conferences, player interviews. We're going to make the most out of this. Games. Oh, yeah, football games. We are making the most out of this, Eli. We're going to do that. We are going to do that. We're going to do the very best that we know we can do to get you, the waiting Alabama football faithful, the coverage that you crave, you need, that you desire, all of those things. But Saban is entering his 17th year. Coach Saban is in year 17, and he's going after a championship. He's heard all the naysay this summer. Georgia's the team. Georgia's the standard. Look at what Kirby Smart's doing. He's heard all of this offseason. Saban enters year 17 primed to get to that college football playoff and finish with a national championship in year 17. I'm ready for it. I mean, didn't Saban say at media days, Eli, he feels like he's 39? Didn't he say that? Well, if he feels like he's 39, I'm ready to see old Saban breaking headsets, cussing folks out, running up and down the field, getting in folks' face, probably spanking folks on the butt again. I'm ready to see Coach Saban back to that motif. When he's at that motif, championship waiting to happen. We're going to go to our first break here on the show. Touch that dial. We're just getting started. Upon our return, we go to the phone lines. We grab your calls, your thoughts, your conversations. We get to you, the Bama fans, right after this.
9 players have teamed up and released the Alabama Team Paper, which is a video yearbook they've put out for sale direct to fans. Now, for the first time, small dollar purchases from the fans can support the players as a group as well as a great cause, because $1 of every subscription payment is donated to the Boys and Girls Club of America. Be a 5-star fan base and support your team and a great cause with Team Paper. Check it out at teampaper.com/Alabama.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
And we are back into the action here, folks, from the break. Hottest show on the streets. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine on a Friday, TGIF edition of the show. My man Eli Walker in the production studio. Fall camp is here, baby. It's here. Players check in Wednesday, August 2nd. First practice Thursday, August 3rd. A lot of you guys already interacting with the question in the chat line on which coordinator are you more intrigued to hear from. A lot of Kevin Steele in there. You got some Tommy Reese in there. A couple of you are saying, I want to hear from both. Continue dropping your thoughts there in the chat line. Which coordinator are you most intrigued to hear from come Sunday, August 5th, that being Fan Day? Continue tapping the like button, hitting that subscribe button, making this your show to talk Bama football. Daily Super Chat Goal, $100. Daily Super Chat Goal, $100 right there. We also have a message board, people. If you are trying to be in the first wave, first group of fans to help us rebuild, regrow the message board, Touchdown Alabama Magazine, touchdownalabama.com. The link to the message board can be found in the chat line or in the description. But we got to give a shout out. We got to give a shout out right now to our sponsors, to our sponsor here, that being Factor. To our sponsor right here, Factor. Got to always give a shout out to him. So now that we're in the thick of a summer, you might be looking for a wholesome, convenient meals to supply sunny, active days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with flavorful and nutritious ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track to reaching your goals. Too busy with summer plans to cook, but want to make sure you're eating well? With Factor, skip the trip or the extra trip to the grocery store and the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too, while still getting the flavor and nutritional quality you need. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. So all you have to do is heat and enjoy, then get back outside and soak up the warm weather. This July, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door, ready in 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. You head to factormeals.com/TDA50 and use the code TDA50 to get 50% off. That's the code TDA50 at Factor to get 50% off of those meals. Check out factormeals.com today. Get that meal on. Appreciate our sponsors there at Factor Fresh. But we go to our phone lines right now to grab your calls. The call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. But I'm going to call in to let your voice be heard, 205-448-1358. One more time, 205-448-1358. As you guys are getting your thoughts in, because we definitely want to hear from you. Eli, I'm hyped up about this Factor, man. Factor Fresh. I might need to start my own meal prepping with them. Get me, they say 45 plus breakfast meals. You get breakfast meals, you get potato, egg, bacon, skillet meals. Like, hey, back to fresh. I might need to get on that. We got some super chats on the get to. So how about Smoke Man? Give him all the smoke, the bells and whistles. Smoke Man with that $10 donation in for super chats. Then we got Michael Smith. We got Michael Smith with that $2 donation, dropping the love there in the bucket on a Friday. Fall camp, it's here. I'm hyped up, pumped up, even more pumped up for Factor Fresh, these meals. Great sponsor right there, appreciate them. But we go to our cool call topic right now as Ian Oz got on the board here. So, if you want to know anything about Alabama producing the best athletes to Alabama producing the best athletes to the NFL, look no further than the NFL Top 100 list of 2023, voted on by the players. The Crimson Tide with 5 alums on this list. The 5th one, Jonathan Allen, the most vicious defensive lineman to ever play in the Nick Saban era. That Jonathan Allen, the Jonathan Allen that combined for 22.5 sacks, 30.5 tackles for loss between 2015 and 2016. The Jonathan Allen that helped Alabama to 3 consecutive SEC championships and a college football playoff national championship in 2015, and could have went back-to-back national championships 2015 and 16. Not for Deshaun Watson, but I digress. Jonathan Allen, number 52 on the NFL's Top 100 players list of 2023. So Jonathan Allen of the Washington Commanders, he joins Devontae Smith, who cracked the list at number 100. Philadelphia Eagles, Marlon Humphrey, number 92, Baltimore Ravens. Tua Tagovailoa, number 82, Miami Dolphins. Trayvon Diggs, number 60, Dallas Cowboys. And now you got Jonathan Allen, number 5, as far as Bama alums on this list, but he's number 52 on the NFL's Top 100 players of 2023. Kudos to Big John Allen getting it done here for the Crimson Tide in terms of alums on the NFL's Top 100 list. I think another super chat has came in. Let's get to that before we go to break. Who are you? Oh! Smoke Man back in there! $10 donation from the Smoke Man. Put the smoke on him. And he writes in, I'm so tired of people trying to downgrade Jalen Milroe's ability to start. I'm telling you, Smoke Man, I remember a betting site, betonline.ag, giving Milroe the longest yard, the longest shot, underdog opportunity at plus 300. I think Milroe is ready to take all the smoke and become a starting quarterback. Got a real shot here to get this done. He's been working his tail off throughout off-season program. Fall camp is here. He's got a shot to make it do what it do. And I'm excited to see what Milroe does. Looks like we got another super chat in here. Ian, before we go to break, who this is? Del B with that $20 donation, dropping the love in. Del B helping us out on the show. Gotta love it. Gotta love that right there. Is that another one? Ian? Is that another one right there? Thought that was another one, man. I'm getting bells and whistles here. We go to a break right here, folks. Don't touch that dial when we get back. We get into the second topic of conversation, that being, more than the players and you, the fans, are excited about this Alabama football season. Who else could possibly be excited? I'll get into it after this.
What's up, Bama Nation? This is Rudy Griffin, former Alabama defensive lineman, and you're listening to my guy, Stephen M. Smith, in my own words, brought to you by Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Roll Tide, roll!
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, we're back rocking and rolling to the action from the break on a Friday, TGIF edition of the show. Number one forum for your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Happy to have you all in here on today. Continue tapping the like button, hitting that thumbs up, showing us the love right there, hitting that subscribe button, making this your show, your network, platform, channel, space for all things Bama football. For those of you trying to get involved with the message board, we have a message board, Touchdown Alabama Magazine, touchdownalabama.com. If you're trying to be one of the new wave, new group of fans to help us regrow, rebuild the message board, the link to the message board can be found in the chat line and in the description. Check that out right there. But, Eli, not just fans and players are excited about this football season for the Crimson Tide. Who else could be this excited? I mean, obviously the media is. I mean, we are. I am. But who else is excited about Alabama football this season? Well, the Alabama football media team is excited for the season. They released a fire, like no pun intended, actual fire hype video that featured several players in this. The players featured look at the fire in the actual fire hype video. You got Justin the Boy being here. You got Jaheim Otis in here. Kool-Aid McKinstry in here. Deontay Lawson in here. Malachi Moore in here. Caleb Downs in here. Quite a few players featured in this flaming fire hype video. These guys ready, prepared. This is Ja'Cory Brooks. There he is featured. They are ready, prepared for this season. The hype video was entitled, Put It on Tape. These guys are ready to put this thing on tape this upcoming season. They're tired of talking about it like we're tired of talking about it. These young men are ready to put the focus on the field and put their skill set on this tape and show the nation, hey, we are the same big, bad Bama that we've always been. Yes, the last few years, it's been rough a little bit, but we're ready to re-emerge back on the scene. And I'm excited to see these young guys with Coach Saban and his staff re-emerge back on the scene. I mean, Eli, look at this production. Look at the fire. Like, isn't that dope? Look at the fire in there. These guys are ready. And they've spent the whole offseason training. They spent the whole offseason working with guru coaches. They spent the whole offseason, had to deal with negative naysay from people. They're ready. I'm pumped. I mean, September, stop playing around. September 2nd, get here. Get here so we can all be flying into Bryant-Denny to watch this football team. Get to work. Go to work. Be about that business. Winning national championships. Cool hype video right there. These guys set. These guys ready. These guys prepared to get this done and put it on the tape. But take another break right here, folks, from the show. Don't touch that dial. When we get back, we want to hear from you, the Alabama football nation. Light us up in the phone lines with your thoughts. Fall camp is next week. We want to hear from you after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today.
This is Chris Rogers, 2009 national champion. You are listening to the baddest, when I say the baddest, sports show in the state of Alabama. In my own words, you know, yours truly, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Don't touch that dial.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, we're back in here to the action. From the break, hottest show on the streets, we're talking nothing but your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Is that Smoke Man again? Holy cow, Smoke Man with another $10 donation, putting the love in there, put the smoke on them, folks. Bells, whistles, fire, Smoke Man. Appreciate the love there. Coming from him, helping us out on the show. Continue hitting that like button, smashing that subscribe button as well. Making sure we are your number one stop shop for all things Bama football content, coverage, entertainment, you know, the whole nine. We go to the phone lines now to grab your calls. The call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. The number to call in, 205-448-1358. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Steve, what's up with you, man? This is Jay from Florence.
Jay, man. Next week, fall camp, boy.
When you say it starts Friday?
Oh, so the players report Wednesday, and Coach Saban does his whole Knicks kids thing. But Thursday is the first practice, next Thursday.
Man, Steve, we need to see them big folks out there working, man. We need to see that offensive line moving people. And I got a hot take, man. Well, it ain't hot because the man a 5-star. But I think Caden Proctor going to be our left tackle, man. I think we're going to keep JC on the right side, and Latham going to be Caden going to be the starting left tackle going into the most important games, maybe after Texas. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I like that.
I like that. And I like, I just hope Darian Dalcourt can play a little meaner and he slide to the guard position. That way you got two ex-centers beside a young guy like that. And you could put Booker back on that side with Latham. Man, I think we'll be nasty all the way around. And Pritchett, I don't know, man. I think Caden was just better in the A-Day game to me.
I'm gonna say this, Jay. If you have Booker and Latham both on that right side gonna be nasty.
Exactly, and then the communication should never be off because you'll have Dalcourt beside Caden and Seth. You know, he should know everything that's going on and could communicate this to the young gun and just let him play football. You ain't got to think I tell you, this what you doing this play. All right, young folks, do this. You see what I'm saying? That's how I see it. But
and then all of these guys, Jay, are just gonna feed off of the no nonsense mean of Eric Wolford anyway.
Yeah, for sure. And then Miles McVay, man, he played pretty good in the 8-day game too. Like I went back and watched it. You know, I had to go watch it and see what the big folks was doing, Steve. Man, we ain't getting no pressure for real on the D-line like we want to. You know what I'm saying? We used to see Alabama reset the line of scrimmage. You know what I'm saying? The ball on the 50, when the ball hiked, you on the 48 of your 48, not our 48. You see what I'm saying? We ain't seen that in a while out of neither one of our line of scrimmages, to be real. So, Steve, man, can y'all keep an eye on them big folks for us, man?
I will do that, Jay. I will keep an eye on all the big guys.
Man, I hope Nick. Man, I ain't gonna say I hope, but we ain't got no time for no halfway playing this year. No drops from Burton. You see what I'm saying? And none of that. We ain't got time for that. Go on, turn it over to the transfers and the young folks. And I want to see the jet sweep, Steve. Like, we need to see Emmanuel Henderson and Kendrick Law run that ball.
I've been saying it. Man. I've been saying it. Henderson, Law, jet sweep, round the corner, gone.
That's it, Steve. And we got to have real blocking about the receivers to make that play work. But, man, that's just one play. When you go back through Alabama history, let's just look at, Derrick Henry won the Heisman. Man, Calvin really ran the blank out there jet sweep now.
He and our Darius Stewart.
Come on, Steve. Like that should have just been a part of us for the next 100 years after seeing how successful it was when all I got to do is a little pop pass to Jalen Waddle and he take it for 25. You see what I'm saying? That's something we got out of. But I think with the motions that Reese run and the different formations and stuff, I hope he can get it together and simplify and just play dominant football, man. And hopefully we come out this training camp with no injuries, man. That's been another big bug that done snubbed us in a couple years. But Roll Tide, I love y'all, Steve. Keep an eye on them big folks for me.
Absolutely. Jay from Florence calling in on a Friday. We will keep an eye on the big guys. And Jay mentioned something. Make it through training camp injury-free. Because that has been an issue for the Tide in some years past. Make it through the camp. No freak injury. No freak injury. We're going to take this call here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
My name is Corey, and I'm calling from
Alabama. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? How we feeling?
Good.
All right. Well, what's on your mind? You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling?
Feeling good. Good. I just worrying, man. I'm just worrying about like the wide receivers.
All right, the wide receivers, they're coring. I like this group. It's a talented group. It's a gifted group. The guys just have to catch the football, man. If they can catch the football, they'll be okay. I like this group. It's a talented group. It's a gifted group. Can you turn that speaker down there, Corin? They'll be okay.
All right.
Appreciate Corin there calling out of Alabama right here. I like the group of receivers. It's a good group. It's a fun group. They gotta consistently catch the football. If they can consistently catch the football and make some plays on the open field, not drop passes. Please don't drop passes. In this group, you'll be fine. You'll be okay. Continue to get your thoughts in. 205-448-1358. The number to call in, 205-448-1358. Eli, we got our call topic right here. Goes to one Christian Barmore, the last real menace of a defensive lineman in the Saban era. Kind of a diamond in the rough, if you will. But Barmore, who got selected in the second round of a 2021 NFL draft by the Patriots after helping Alabama win a college football playoff national title in 2020. Barmore, on his birthday, that being today, he welcomed a new addition to his family, new baby in the Barmore family. Baby Barmore is here. If it's a boy, the next pass rusher for Alabama in 18 years, next Bama pass rusher, could be. We'll see. Could be. But newest addition to the family of Christian Barmore. Congrats to him, as he has now more motivation to get out there and make things happen in the NFL for the New England Patriots. But take our final break here on the show. Don't touch that down when we get back. More Bama and NFL training camp updates. We got you covered. Keep it locked right here. We'll be back.
I'm Malachi Moore, and you're watching In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith on Touchdown Alabama YouTube channel.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
Well, everybody, we want to thank you for all the calls today, all the super chats today, all the conversation today, all the energy and the dialogue that you had with us today. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. We appreciate that. Eli Walker in the production studio, handling that business. Continue tapping the like button, hitting that thumbs up right there for us on the show. Hitting that subscribe button as well. Making this your platform for all things Bama football. We like that. Daily Super Chat Go, $100 daily. Super Chat Go, $100 right there. Appreciate all that you guys do. But final discussion here, a topic of conversation, Eli. Day 2, NFL training camps. Former Bama players taking part in those training camps. First and foremost, Bryce Young showing off the accuracy, the athleticism in Panthers training camp. Frank Reich, head coach of the Panthers, has already said and doubled down on it. Bryce Young is QB1. No question about it. He's the guy. He's the man. So Bryce Young in camp, doing well. Hooking up with receivers, whether it's Jonathan Mingo, the rookie, or Adam Thielen, a veteran, or DJ Chark. I mean, he's building chemistry with this receiver core. Now, I know some people said, but Stephen Bryce threw a pick the other day at practice. It was incidental. Ball got tipped up in the air. That happens sometimes. Ball will get tipped up in the air. DB will come down with it. This is not for overreaction. Oh, my gosh, Bryce is terrible. He threw a pick. That's training camp. Gonna happen. But he's okay. Bryce is fine. Having a very good training camp. Moving from Bryce here, we go to another former Alabama quarterback having a good training camp. Tua Tagovailoa. How about Tua and Jalen Waddle? They got something cooking up down there in South Beach. Mike McDaniel said, hey, Tua owns the language of this offense, owns the language of the team. Team is going to be very scary with Tua in his 4th year at Miami, 2nd year in the McDaniel offense. Fred Warner, who plays for the San Francisco 49ers, he mentioned Tua's like Steph Curry. Where that offense is concerned, it's going to be a nice year for Tua. And while Jalen Hurts and Justin Herbert, they got that bag, they got their big contract extensions in the quarterback market, Tua has a feeling, hey, I do my job this year, my bag may be coming in 2024. Tua knows this. I show up, I show out, I stay healthy this season, my money bag may be coming 2024. Tua hooked up on a 40-yard deep ball to Jalen Waddle on, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, Eli. Well, Wednesday or Thursday, my bad, of training camp. So Tua handling that business there, he and Jalen Waddle. Another guy to look at here, Jalen Hurts, Philadelphia Eagles. He's using training camp to put himself back in the Super Bowl. He came so close this past season. Super Bowl 57, outplayed Patrick Mahomes. 300, 4 yards passing, 70 yards rushing, 3 to 4 touchdowns. Like Jalen Hurts was going off in Super Bowl 57. The Eagles defense just couldn't stop Mahomes, and the team took a 35-38 loss. Jalen Hurts back. Jalen Hurts was able to help the Eagles re-sign majority of the team back, if not all the team. So he's using training camp to get himself set to get back to the Super Bowl. That's Jalen Hurts. Continuing here, Alabama training camp stuff. How about Calvin Ridley down there at Duval? Jacksonville Jaguars, back home in Florida. Calvin Ridley's route running is straight filthy. Nasty. Running some insane routes. Eli, you and I were talking about before we came on to that tonight. Zay Flowers ran like a slant route. It was all right. Calvin Ridley ran the same route. We were like, whoa. He made Zay Flowers look like he was going in slow motion. So, Calvin ain't playing. In an interview with reporters, he said, yeah, I'm him. I'm Calvin. I'm him. So Calvin's proclaiming he the real deal. And I know he has not been voted into of a top 10 wide receivers going into this season. According to most national media pundits, after this year, Calvin Ridley will be a top 10 wide receiver. Mark it down. After this year, Calvin Ridley may just be a top 5 wide receiver. Mark it down. The brother's that good. Routes on fleek, on point. He that good. Keep your eyes on number 0 right there. Calvin Ridley. Continuing. Training camp stuff. How about Will Anderson Jr. having a great training camp for the Houston Texans? DeMeco Ryans can't take his eyes off of him. Miko's like speed, explosiveness, burst upon the snap of the ball. Will Anderson eating everybody up. Christian Harris as well for the Texans, having a good training camp. John Mechie, I'm just happy to see him back out there. They're taking him slowly, taking him kind of day by day, period by period, but just happy to see Mechie back out there. He should be good to go, hopefully, week 1 of the season. And then last but not least, Mac 10, Mac Jones. He continues to feel good about having Bill O'Brien out there with him as the offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. Mac Jones continuing to feel good here. Had some good moments, training camp thus far. Hopefully they can pick it up a notch right there where he is concerned. But that's just your Bama football training camp update. Also, Brian Branch for the Detroit Lions had a couple of pass breakups in Lions camp today. First round value, but got taken at number 45 overall in the second round. Keep your eyes on Brian Branch. Jahmyr Gibbs having a very good camp in Detroit. They're high on him. Really, really like Gibbs in Detroit. But as always, Bama Nation, you want the best in news, notes, information, coverage on your favorite program, that being the Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. Now, you download the app from the iPhone App Store. If you're rocking Team Apple. Google Play Store if you got the Android phone. For your audio needs, check us out. iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. We got you covered. We got Tobias from Fresno with a $50 donation, dropping the love in the bucket to wrap up the show. Tobias, put some fire on that man. He on point. And then my man from the Big Apple, Big Bill from New York, $5 donation. We've hit the goal, baby. We made it rain tonight. We hit the goal, baby. Appreciate you guys. We hit the daily super chat goal. You guys are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Phenomenal job by you guys. The good and gracious Lord sees fit. I look to be back on Monday, continuing the conversation that is Tide football. Remember, Bama fans, you can purchase individual copies of Touchdown Alabama magazine. Have those sent to your door. That link found in the description. If you're trying to get the fresh edition of TDA the magazine, here's what you do. You go to touchdownalabama.com. You click join. Become a member and or a subscriber today. That link in the description as well. Gotta show some love to you, the Bama fans, for all that you do. Every call, donation, chat, conversation. Y'all know what it is. Y'all make this your spot to talk Bama football. Appreciate my man Eli Walker in the production studio, holding down everything. Till next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives, appreciate, value those husbands. Children, continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing, too. Not be bored there. You get you those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. You protect the loved ones around you. Enjoy the weekend, folks. Until next time, I'm yours truly, Stephen M. Smith, and you've been listening to In My Own Words.